Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. As you can tell, I'm pretty happy with how this is kind of coming together with the different colored wool, both in the mainline path here, but also kind of down here below. Now we don't have enough wool to finish that entire piece right now. I started putting in some placeholders with the wool I do have, but this is going to take some time. Now one thing I wanted to try and work on a little bit this episode was to take Cubfan's path here and kind of make it level with everything else, just so that we're not kind of wasting a bunch of time later. Like, once I get the wool, I'm going to want to just have this floor be ready for the wool. Now, you might notice there's some ghast holes here, because occasionally ghasts are spawning. So, the faster we can get all the carpet in, the fewer we're going to have, shooting at us, and the less we're going to have to deal with that. From a planning standpoint, if you can decrease the number of times that someone, makes a weird crying noise, looks at you, and then spits something at you that's on fire and explodes everything around you, that's generally going to make your plans go smoother. So we're going to want to discourage ghast spawning as much as possible. So let's go ahead and, now, like I said, leveling this out doesn't immediately deter ghast spawning. In fact, removing this rail might increase it in the short term, but once we can get this carpet down, we can work down here on the walls and stuff without having as much going on in terms of people shooting at us. So that is going to be a high priority action, getting this put together. Other things I want to do this episode. I know last episode we talked about getting started on the ceiling. That'll go way up there. And I think that that's a viable way to make some quick improvements. Whoops. Man, I say that like I'm capable of even doing the other stuff I'm supposed to do. I haven't even been able to fill in this hole yet without accidentally placing blocks in the wrong places. But I think somehow I'm going to build a ceiling. But I've got some ideas about that. Thank you guys so much if any of you left comments with your suggestions. You are always welcome to do so. And also, thank you for watching in general. I'm going to go ahead and throw some more of these blocks down, and we will be on our way. Time skip. Well, the sun is rising once more over Red Sky Bay. Unfortunately, that cube isn't fully loaded. But you know what? These things happen. I figure what we want to do is, I've gathered some wool, but there's just so much wool that's required for this project. I'm really going to have to whoa. Thank you, Gateway. I can't wait to replace this with a different color wood trapdoor also. Really looking forward to that in the next version of Minecraft. But, I think what I want to do is harvest some of this wheat here, and then head to our free-range sheep farm and just, repopulate or overpopulate some of the sheep, because it's like, I didn't think of this Nether Hub project as a mega build or anything. I was like, we're just going to connect a few portals, we'll put some wool on the floor, whatever. But then I'm like, okay, so I need how many dozens of this and how many dozens of that, and stacks of dozens of stacks of millions of blocks. And things just kind of got out of hand, So, you know what they say, a sheep in the hand is worth wool on the ground. So, we are going to put wheat in our hand to get the sheep on our side, and then we will have all the wool we need. So, I figure ideally, I only want to breed the sheep that are the colors that I need for this project. So, light blue sheep? Yes. Blue. Sorry. Okay. So, if we feed them first, at least, then we won't run out of wool we won't run out of wheat too early. Cubfan's tunnel from way up there now goes straight through here. And I've added lava pillars, just a little bit of visual filler to establish from one end to another where my Cubfan hermit brother might yet fly in his elytra. But, it's up to him to figure out exactly the path he'd like to take. If he wants to zoom around, I'm not going to clash with his flat plan. I don't know. There's something there. Anyway, we are back here. There's a ghost block that I missed earlier. What I really want to do is come in and mix up some of these, let's get some of this carpet on the ground. Let's get it placed, So, we can just start dropping this here. This was damaged by a ghast at one point. You know, we just, dang it. I always forget how easy it is to place those incorrectly. But, you know, one thing I did last night was my wife and daughter had to go out to the grocery store. And so I was just like, you know what? I don't think I have a laptop charger, so there's no sense working at the table where the laptop charger goes. I might as well just go lay in bed and encode my video, or edit my video. So I started editing my video, and when I went to hit encode, I realized that it's like super warm just having the laptop on my chest. And I was like, oh man, this is like the best, like, restful thing. Like, I just want to take a nap now while this video encodes, feeling all the warmth from the processor's waste heat. You know what? It's not waste heat if it lets you keep the thermostat down lower. It's just heat at that point. So, you know, I'm just chilling there. And as soon as the video was done encoding, like, immediately, I could feel the heat stop transferring out of the aluminum of the laptop into my body and feel the aluminum just start pulling heat back out of me. And I was like, well, guess I better upload that to YouTube now. It's a good way to know how long I can nap for, which, you know, admittedly wasn't very long, but still it was nice for a few minutes. Also, I realized that, you know, if you wanted to, you could completely ruin the joy and peace and calm of this experience by trying to photograph it to explain how it works. And it is impossible to lie in a bed sitting partially upright with the laptop open in such a way that people can see that you're encoding a YouTube video and keeping yourself warm. It's not a good use of time. I would not even bother if I were you, because, yeah, that probably took a while. So, let's see, we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Then we're kind of sweep 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one goes back 5. So, yeah. We've already got this on this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, because we were hitting Cub Fan's thing there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Dang it, Pigman. Ooh, okay. So yeah, this is definitely gonna give a great sense of space, of open volume, you know? When I think volume, it makes me want to get loud. And I'm gonna be loud and proud about how awesome this space is. So, this back here, I continued this out only 4 more blocks, but I actually need to extrapolate out the next few widths in order to make this function as intended. But I'll worry about that next. I mean, I don't even have enough wool to finish this entire part of the floor right here. So, you know, one day at a time, one step at a time, one rug at a time. I don't know. We'll shear our way through the fleece of indifference. I don't know. There's something there. Okay. A lot of blocks to place, though. So many blocks, so little time. Awesome. So, yeah, with this hallway laid in, or with this floor no longer being offset, yeah, we have a lot more freedom here. Do I not have... Wow, that wool just goes so fast. I was shearing that for a good while, and it's all gone. But you know what? This is a good time for us to spend some time on... What are we thinking? This is a good time to spend some time on the ceiling, you know? Because I was thinking I wanted to do something with this roof. I want to have netherrack lines extending upward and outward, and I need to figure out how to do it. And it might not be perfect. And I say that like knowingly, like wink, it might not be perfect, but like no, it's gonna look really terrible, guys, for a while. But that is just how things work. So we are gonna take some chances. And I say that once again with a wink because the chances are certain that this will not look perfect on the first go. This will not even look passable, but it might convey a sense of possibility. If we can convey a sense of possibility, then we will have done our jobs here. Oh, dang it, I had 2 more stacks of carpet that I didn't notice. Well, I'm sure we'll inevitably get hit by a ghast and fall down a hole and go back down there and do some more of that in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and dump some of this black wool. Man, I have way too much of that black wool. Grab the nether brick and So I'm thinking I probably should have brought a scaffolding block too. You know what makes a great scaffold block? Netherrack. And goodbye, extra shears. We don't need you at the moment. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hop up this way. One possibility here is just to have it go straight up at a 45-degree angle and not take into account any sort of offsetting. In which case, it'll look weird. And it'll feel more like a 3D space that's intended to mess with your head, as opposed to a 3D space that's supposed to look pretty. But maybe that's okay. So, yeah. Just thinking about how this would work here. The logical thing... So the idea is I'll build these nether brick frames, and then I'll put red glass kind of between the bars of them. So, let's say that we had... Oh, see, these are all the same height, too. That's undesirable. Yeah. So let's have this come up higher faster, maybe? Yeah. Just little simple things in life. Sometimes can be really relaxing. Sometimes can be really frustrating. I'd like to make this one of the relaxing simple things, not one of the frustrating simple things. So, we're just gonna peacefully and calmly dig into this ceiling here without waking up any lava streams or hidden ancient demons or Minecraft bosses that were secretly added in the last update to the server. You know, we're just gonna red glass and relax. Okay. Boom. I was gonna say, look at me, I'm like Batman. But then I was like, Batman doesn't really place a lot of red glass. I guess maybe I'm like... Who makes glass as a superhero? Probably not any of the superheroes. Maybe Green Lantern might make green glass sometimes. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay. So this needs to be up one from there and over. Okay. So this means we're going to have to mine across our ceiling pretty significantly as well. Dang it, I just thought I was done mining, and now it's like, here's a million more blocks to mine. Probably not exaggerating, probably like 1 million. Dang it. Probably an actual million extra blocks of mining work that I've given myself. Regretting every piece of that. Okay, so let's knock these out here just to look at what we've got so far. Picking up our mess. Of course, we're out of space to do that. But yeah, that looks like it might be fairly viable. Once we open this up a little bit more, we'll be able to see it. And so if we just had red glass continuing upward at a right angle to the world axis, while these continue at the slope that we had set there, yeah, I think that might end up looking interesting and okay. Now, there's the big question of how that's going to intersect with whatever comes off of these walls, and I'm working on that too. But yeah, we will at least, in the very least, we will have our red sky at night, and our red sky in morning. But we got to get those blocks in place in order to really consider that a fait accompli. So let's go ahead, boop, 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 place in blocks, made of nether bricks, rocks, okay. So then I think we need to place a block right there. That's red glass. Yeah, okay. So this is starting to come together. Let's go ahead and also take a look at our floor now that we've added a little bit to that. Just not having those rails here already makes this piece underneath feel a lot more unified. But then when we swing around back here, let's say we came out of that portal and we're walking this way. Like, these waves, I think, look a lot better already. And also, if you start, like, getting to the point where you can see part of that and part of this, like, these kind of clash and combine in interesting ways. So I think that's really good. Okay. Well, we made some progress today, even though we didn't get as far as I would like. But you know what? Time is always against us, folks. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, assert our own sense of reality? Is that the point of that movie? Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.